Hello, hello, and welcome. It's the Crazy Blessed Show, and we're here to get blessed like crazy. So, of course, we are. And it's a Monday. So, you know how people are typically like, oh, yuck, Monday. Not on the Crazy Blessed Show because it's Master Mom Monday. That means we get to talk with an amazing mom. You know, just an ordinary mom doing some pretty extraordinary things. And today we've got the beautiful, amazing Bibiana. Bibiana,
Hello.
welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here for
Oh
sure.
my gosh, I'm so glad that you're a guest here on the Crazy Bless Show. And we're going to talk all about momming and your experience. And just, I want to hear about your journey because you're doing some pretty extraordinary things right now in your life. And it wasn't always like that. So I want to kind of like turn back the hands of time and let's go back and talk about, well, first, tell us about who you are, what you do, all of that kind of cool stuff.
All right, on. So I am a mom of four boys. I've been married for almost 17 years. And about 14 years ago, I had a part-time job. My husband was already working two jobs. And it's like, after the birth of our third son, it's like, I really didn't want to go back to work. So I hassled him a bit. And he's such a great sport. And he agreed to start a car wash business, a mobile car wash business with me. So got that all started. And so I quit my part-time job to kind of get that going. So I had more flexibility. And so, yeah, so he had his three jobs and I was able to stay home with the three babies. And so then after a while had our fourth boy. And let's see. So I don't know at what point my mental health shifted. And so I felt like I floated through the days, one diaper
Wow.
after another, one carpool after another. But it just happened. Like I turned around and I lost myself. I didn't know, excuse me. I didn't know how it happened, but it did. Excuse me. And so went to the doctor and I actually was put on antidepressants to see if that would help. And fast forward 5, 6 years later, I'm on the max dose of these medications. I think on one of the questions I answered kind of an OCD kind of question, so they were able to give me even more medication because of that, and it wasn't helping.
What?
Yeah,
Okay, so
yeah.
you're managing, fourth kid comes along and all of a sudden you start to like basically spiral, right?
Yes,
And that led to getting medicated that and you said like 5 years. So you're on medication for 5 years
right.
for your
Yes,
mental health,
correct.
like to
Yep.
manage anxiety, depression, and OCD. And now you're on the maximum dose.
Right. Yes. And it wasn't helping. Not even one. I mean, maybe it was, but it wasn't really.
Whoa.
Hmm.
Like I had no idea. That is crazy. So
Right.
here you are struggling as a mom, super medicated,
Hmm.
like maximum dosage medicated as a mom, trying to raise four kids, four boys. And so how did you like what happened to make you stumble into Mom Master University? What
So,
how did you even find out about it?
right. So I was scrolling because, trying to kind of hide from reality, I would get on social media and just spend so much time on that. And I came across the Mom Fog Challenge. And so I joined that and I did it and I started to feel some changes, but it was like I was hooked. I wanted more. And the testimonies in the book, it's like, I want that. Even if I were to get a little bit, I want that. And so, but then came I have to invest in myself. I was an Amazon closet shopper. So to cope
Yeah.
with stuff, I would just click. And I just told my husband this. I was so nervous if he was home and the UPS truck would show up because it's like, yeah, I ordered a bunch of stuff. It's just like, it was so stressful. There was no remedy. It was nuts. And it's always funny because I always thought that I was like smarter than my husband, that I could hide the stuff. And he's like, yeah, no, you weren't hiding anything. I knew something was wrong, but just didn't know what. So,
Oh my
anyways,
gosh. So you got it. So you're doing like to cover up from with the anxiety and the frustration. you're shopping on Amazon and ordering stuff. That's probably that's getting out of control. And then you decide to do the Mom Fog Challenge, and you said you were hooked. Did that lead into you? Like, what happened after that?
So I got through the book because I promised myself, okay, if I get through the book, I'll go ahead and join MMU. But then it's like, oh, I have to invest in myself. I've never invested. I've spent money, but I've never invested. And what does this mean? Like, it's not tangible. And so I went ahead. And this is when the pandemic hit. We were shut down and sheltered in place. And it's like, oh my gosh, now I have these 4 kids at home. I wasn't homeschooling at the time. And it's like, I have to do something because something's going to happen and not a good thing.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and joined MMU. But then even still, I didn't let anybody know I was doing that. It was like my secret.
Why didn't you let anyone know you were doing Mom Master University?
Because it was like, first I guess I would have to admit that there was something wrong. And then secondly, be okay with doing something for myself and not for my family first.
Wow, that is amazing. So I want to camp out on that a little bit, because this idea that Mom Master University is just for you and not for your family. Like, that is amazing to me, because I've seen over and over and over, the people who benefit the most are our families. Like, our kids have their mom back, our husbands have their wives back. Like, it just changes everything for your family. But that's so fascinating to me that you were thinking, well, this is something I'm doing just for me.
Right. Yes. And yes, fast forward. Yes, for sure. That was just not even close to the truth. So did that. And then I started with the family track because they were homeschool. I mean, they were home now. And so I wanted to figure that out. And one of the teachings from that really resonated with me, that really helped, was you're more than just a mom. That was like game changer for me, because
yes,
for years I was like just a housewife, cooking, cleaning, changing diapers, taking kids, to school and to their activities. But it's like, hey, this is who I used to be before I was a mom. And that just helped me so much.
Oh my goodness. Now I want to go and make sure that's the first one people get.
Right. It's super important.
It is, to really realize who we are as moms, because that's one reason why I think the enemy, like Satan, targets us so much with anxiety and depression and addiction and overwhelm, is because we are so powerful, because of the impact that we have on generations to come after us.
Right. Oh,
and
sure.
I know there's a target on our back from the enemy. Like, he's like, if we can take out moms, we can take out everyone. And so that's why we exist. Mom Master University exists, is to, first of all, help women understand who they are, the power they have, but also equip them to do this assignment and to do it joyfully and abundantly, and become the mom and the woman that God designed them to be.
Right. Yeah. And I'm so glad that you mentioned that, because after the family track, the next thing that I worked on was faith, because before coming into MMU, my relationship with God was not really there. It was non-existent. It was more of more of a punishment. I have to make sure I'm good, otherwise bad things are going to happen. And that is just another lie. And so I worked on the family pillar first, but I believe that faith is just also a strong one, because that lays the foundation of your identity, of whose you are. And once I had the confidence that I was not alone, that I was loved no matter what I did, that just changed everything as well.
Oh, so beautiful. So now family was your first track. Then you completed that and moved on to faith. So is that what you're in right now, the faith track?
So now I'm actually a part of the Crest Club.
Okay, tell us about that. Okay, some people who are listening or watching are like, wait, Crest Club? What are you talking about?
Oh yeah. So there's 6 pillars and that talk about different areas of our lives, and I've completed all of them. So
Yes.
yes.
Yes. Now that is such an amazing accomplishment, guys. Like, I want to give it up to you, Bibiana, because that is the cut above, the creme de la creme. Like, when you hit Crest Club, you have actually mastered all 6 pillars of your life. And whoa, that is incredible. So do you have your jacket, your Crest Club jacket?
No, I still haven't received it yet, so I guess I'll be sending an email.
Go. Yes, absolutely. Make sure you're
Yeah.
wearing that Crest Club jacket to show
Oh,
off
for sure.
your progress. That is incredible. So have you
Yeah.
gone back to, first of all, what is the difference that's made in your life? So we haven't even talked about that. We talked about
Right.
before you're overwhelmed, maximum dosage of meds, trying to manage 4 boys. You get inside MMU. Now you're in the Crest Club. You've completed all of the master tracks. So what is your life like now? How is it different?
Wow. So with MMU, it's not a tangible thing. You don't buy something and hold it, feel it, play with it. It all happens on the inside. So I felt different, but I didn't know if anybody else noticed, because remember, I think I'm smarter than everybody else and keeping things from people. So I used to be an angry driver. I would yell at drivers. I believe that's a way that I would release some of that frustration or all those feelings inside of me. I would just yell. And I remember just,
Hold on.
yeah.
There's a camera.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. Let's get that. That's Claire's laughing. That's so funny. That's so cute. I've got it. We're gonna have to use that. That's
Okay.
hilarious. Okay.
Usually
so
it's
go
a
back.
dog. I have a golden
Yeah, it's
that
like,
just
and
loves
then hands
camera.
came over there. That's so awesome. Okay.
And
Okay. So
yeah, and it was him.
I love it.
Yeah, so I used to be not necessarily angry driver. I would just yell a lot at the other drivers, just insult other drivers. That's what I did, and didn't think anything of it because that's what I did. And one day, my second boy said, "Hey, mommy, you don't yell anymore." And I was like, "What? This is going down in the journal for sure." It was amazing.
Oh my gosh. Like, so you weren't even noticing it. Yeah, just another typical day at the Crazy Bliss Studios.
Yeah.
So you weren't even really noticing a difference because it was happening so gradually.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so your son actually noticed it before you did.
Yes. Yep. And he said it. Yeah.
That is incredible. You don't yell
was the
anymore.
coolest.
You're not angry anymore.
Mm-mm.
How else did you see it show up in your life?
So the overwhelm that I was feeling before that gradually went away as well. Oh, and then another, remember when I started MMU, I was on antidepressants, maxed out. And so the one that they gave me even more of, that made me feel really good. So, I mean, I know we're being raw and real here. So
we are very raw and real. So wait, go back and say that because you broke up a little bit.
Oh, okay.
So say when you enrolled.
Okay. So when I rolled in MMU, I mean, we're going to be raw and real here, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was still on antidepressants when I started, and there was one pill in particular that made me feel really good. And I noticed that if I would stop taking it for a couple days and then get back on it again, I would feel like I'd have energy and I'd feel really good. And so I started abusing them. And going through the family track and then the faith track, I noticed that wasn't like the life to live. So
Wow.
I actually, through the wonderful support of all the ladies in MMU, I actually quit cold turkey, my medication. Yes.
You quit all your medication?
I did. I was on 2 different ones, and I just one day, because I was already abusing them, so my body, I guess, was kind of used to not having it and then having it. So I just said, okay, that's enough. I can't keep doing this. This is not good.
Oh my gosh. Oh my, and you said from the support of other women inside MMU. Tell me
Right.
about the difference that made.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's another thing. So before that, I was isolated. I mean, yeah, you stand with the moms at, waiting for your kids to come out of school, but it's just all on the surface. I didn't have, any support, and depression or any mental health. It's kind of like a hush hush still. And I remember I was just like, after this, I was always talking about it because it's not something that we should keep a secret. It's
No.
something, no, not at all. So I was just so isolated and alone, and my husband didn't understand what was going on, and it's like, and that's another thing I had read in the book, the support, and I'm like, how can that be? Girls support or women supporting other women? That was just like, I couldn't believe it. But no, once I got into MMU, it's like would post a question or say, hey, can you pray for me? And it was just amazing because the women just jump on it and they're like, yes, we are here for you, sister. And I have some friendships now that I will have for the rest of my life. No joke.
Oh my gosh. I gotta let my nose. Yeah. That that is incredible. And I've heard that from so many master moms. Like this community is like the sorority you never really had of women who know you, they get you, they want what's best for you, and they'll fight for you.
Mhm.
Like there's so many times. I remember one time someone said they wanted to travel somewhere. I think they wanted to go to France one time. They said, yeah, I just looked and I found some master moms over in France and I just stayed at their house. I just wanted to make a trip. But that's just the most incredible sisterhood that we have. Like, I've never seen that anywhere. Usually it's like a gripe circle or, people just complaining but like, that's not okay inside Mom Master University. They're like, is something wrong? All right, well, here's where we roll up our sleeves and we work together. We're going to hold you up when you can't hold yourself up.
Right. And another magical thing is that the most of us are believers, so that, um, not only do you have the sisterhood, but they bring in the Holy Spirit and God and everything together. And that just makes it even more powerful. That foundation is just super strong.
That's incredible.
Mhm.
Getting into MMU, you're off all your medications, you've mastered all your tracks. What does your life look like at home now? Like you were isolated before, and now you have your friends. But what does it look like in your marriage, with your kids? What does that look like?
Um, so, um, so when you're buffering and you're hiding, you're isolated. Well, you don't want to let anybody know, so you put that face on, you put that
Mm.
mask on, and it's impenetrable, and that has gone away. Like I show emotion when I'm angry or upset. I show that, whereas before it's like, oh my gosh, if I do that, what are my kids going to think about me? What is my husband going to think? And now it's like, no, I am loved, and I have those emotions for a reason, and I get to share them with everyone. And then that's another thing. Everything that has happened here, it's being passed on to my boys. They're
Wow.
becoming kingdom men, and they're going to raise families, and they're going to affect, it's a ripple effect. And that alone is just so precious and so valuable. And not to also the systems that I have in place, my AM routine, my PM routine. It's just amazing. There are bumps in the road, and that's okay, because those
Yeah.
are learning experiences, and I'm human, we're human, and I just love the journey.
Oh, that's so empowering. Okay, so let me ask you this. Your life has dramatically changed. And now you're like, yeah, this is the real thing. This is the real deal. But what about that woman who is struggling right now, who she's where you were? Maybe she's medicated too. Maybe she's just putting on the face, like wearing the front like you were and isolating herself. Sure, she's got other moms in the car line or hanging out by the sidelines or something, but she doesn't have those real relationships. And she comes across Mom Master University. Maybe she's listening to this right now. Maybe she's watching this right now. What would you say to her?
Let's see. It's scary. Of course, it's scary to do something new, and uncomfortable. But then that's a good gauge on you're in the right direction. And I would just, want to give her a hug and tell her, first of all, it's going to be okay. And secondly, you are precious. And if you can't believe that right now, join MMU and it will become your reality. It's going to affect your life so, so much. And all the hurt, all the pain, all the shame, the guilt, sadness, all that just keeps layering on top of each other, that is going to slowly go away, or it's going to be less. You're going to be able to peel that back, and you're going to be able to shine. You're going to be that woman that little girl knew she was going to be when she grew up. Just, fabulous, fantastic, fun, loving, and just kind. And that's just what happens. Even if you don't want it to, it just happens. It's inevitable. It's like, yeah. Once you join this community, there's no pumping the brakes.
That is so beautiful. Bibiana, thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Yeah.
And I am so grateful to see how your commitment and you saying yes to yourself has affected not just you, but your family, all your sisters inside Mom Master University and the world. You are doing such a huge part of making this place blessed like crazy. Thank you so much.
Oh, no, thank you. You take care.